When I first seen the trailer and I seen, him chopping a ghost or whatever, I didn't notice it was Moon Knight until you pointed it out to me. That he was
Yes.
Moon Knight. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little upset by that.
Really?
Here's why. Marvel Zombies finally came out.
Yep.
What do you think about this new Marvel show?
I'm not going to lie, bro. This was one of the better MCU projects in a while.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be
I
honest.
agree.
Like, first off, great idea to make it TVMA. I
Yes.
thought that was really smart. I was like, okay, bro, this is crazy. Because you remember from the first one that they did with the What If series,
Yeah.
the blood was almost like this purple color. It was like this
Yeah.
dark, muted color. And I felt like that was just a weird
Little
choice.
cop out.
Exactly.
That was one of my favorite episodes from the first season of What If. Though, to be
Me
honest with
too.
you.
Me too. It definitely was. But I really enjoyed this. I thought this was pretty good. Majority of the episodes kept me really entertained. I'm gonna be honest. And they did some concepts that I was not expecting, and some that I did expect.
Yes.
And if you want me to just jump right in and say some of them, I could.
We could just jump right in if you want to.
Okay, I'm gonna just say one of my first ones that I was pleasantly surprised. Like, whoa, was Blade Knight.
Yes.
That blew my mind.
So when I first seen the trailer and I seen, him chopping a ghost or whatever, I didn't notice it was Moon Knight until you pointed it out to me. That he
Yes.
was Moon Knight. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little upset by that.
Really?
Here's why.
Go ahead.
And I understand why they did it, because this isn't supposed to be our first take on Blade in the MCU.
Yeah.
But because of all the drama that's happening over there, we happen to get Blade Knight as our first incarnation of Blade in the MCU.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like. I was just thinking about it before I even watched it. I was like, why can't we just get Blade?
Yeah, normal.
Why does
Blade.
it got to be Moon Knight mixed with Blade? Like,
Yeah,
why do they
yeah.
got to do all that? So I was already a little bit upset by it. But after watching the show, I'm all for Blade Knight.
I was
He
gonna
was
say,
hard as
dude,
hell.
he
bro.
was probably one of my favorite parts of the series.
For sure.
To be
For
honest.
Sure. But I'm gonna lie, they low-key did bro dirty at the end.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, dude, and to be honest, I'll tell anybody who's gonna watch this. Spoilers, by the way. Don't get attached to nobody.
To nobody.
Don't get attached to anybody in this series, because I was actually shocked, because my problem was in the beginning, I was a little bit afraid, and I think this was a lot of other people's worries as well, is the show was going to follow Kamala and Riri and Kate Bishop. And I think a lot of people were like, they don't have enough of that star power or likability from a general audience or majority of the fans in general. I think that was a little bit scary until I seen how they went about it. I said, okay, so they're not going to give these girls plot armor at all. That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't know the show was gonna be following Kamala around or any of those characters. So when they first showed Riri, Kate Bishop, and Kamala, I was like, all right. I'm not gonna lie to you, I like them in this show better than I did in their own shows.
I was going to say, I actually was really surprised that I was like, Kamala is really likable in this. Like, I actually liked how they utilized her power. Her power was so good, and it helped out in so many situations that I was like, okay. So,
I didn't even mind that she wasn't doing the stretchy stuff.
yeah,
Like the little,
because I know what you mean. It used to bother me when I first heard the show was coming out, and they were kind of making like this crystal thing, but then I realized, I was like, oh my God, our power is so useful.
yes.
She got them out of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like
hell
the
yeah.
scene when they went to space and then the Nova Corps started attacking them, and then they crash landed back on Earth, and she put them in the crystal ball. Or, when Namor was attacking them and he's pushing them, that was so cold. I'm not going to lie.
When she turns her fist to a crystal and
Yeah.
bites onto it.
Yeah.
And then she turns her fist into like a spike ball.
And pops his head.
That was insane.
I said, okay, you guys are, this is how you introduce a character. And I will say this was a refreshing take on Kamala in general. I think her specifically.
For Riri as well, honestly, because I wasn't really too much of a fan of Riri in their show, and she's not in the show as much.
That's what I was going to say.
From what she is in this show,
Yeah.
I already like it over the 6 episodes that we got on Ironheart. To be honest with you,
100%.
The characters for all the characters, even like Awkwafina's character in the show, is way
she
better
was more likable.
She is in the movies that she's in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that this show did that better, where they handled all their characters very well.
There was a few that I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with a little bit. They let them slip a little more than their original counterpart. I'll say Baron Zemo, I did not like him better in this
John Walker.
than I did. John Walker as well. I didn't like him better in this. I would probably even say I didn't like Shang-Chi more in this. I think he was kind of the same to me.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
He's pretty similar, but I liked him a little bit better in the movies because he's a little bit more serious. And I feel like they did a little too many jokey jokes.
I get what you mean.
That kind of threw me off sometimes, and I'd be like, okay, I get it. You know, they want to do the usual Marvel humor, things like that. But I felt like if they would have made this a little bit more serious, I would have been 100% all for it.
I get what you mean. There was a lot more. There was a little bit too much of comedic relief characters in this show.
Yes, bro.
Where some of them didn't have to be, like, you had Valkyrie cracking jokes. You had the dude from Ant-Man that does magic doing a couple of jokes. You had Shang-Chi Awkwafina doing jokes. Kamala was doing jokes. Spider-Man was doing jokes. And it's like, there was a lot of comic relief in the show.
It becomes overwhelming.
That wasn't needed. Not that every scene is a comedic relief scene. There are some serious scenes with some of those characters, but I get what you mean. For the most part, they were just kind of just throwing a little bit too much jokes with the whole seriousness that's happening within the series. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, other than that, bro, this show actually surprised me. I was going into this thinking it was going to be, you know, what if season 2, Captain Carter's going to come in and start slicing zombies' heads off. But I am actually glad that it continued off of the what if episode.
Yes.
But it made it into its own thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, me too. And I'll just say some of the things as well that I liked before I get into some of the things I didn't. Mm-hmm. But I'll continue off of what you were pretty much just saying about Kamala, Riri, and all of them. I thought it was really interesting how they build their story, and it's not the original continuity of how they are in this, where it's like, it's almost as if they grew up in this type of atmosphere. Not like, you know, from they were little kids, but that's how they became close.
It's been 5 years that they were in this apocalypse, because this, well, the what if episode takes place during Infinity War. Yes. And then so this is 5 years after that.
Infinity War, yes. Yeah. So I liked that they continued off of that, like you said. And you know, there was parts where you kind of see the girls are trying to enjoy the moment. Yeah. You know, kind of on some Zombieland stuff. Like, and let's enjoy the moment. And they literally get evaporated.
That was insane.
Like, well, Kate Bishop does.
Yes.
I did not expect that.
That was crazy. The way they were killing off characters that I thought were going to come and stay, like Groot and Rocket. Or Kate Bishop. Like, instantly, like, you don't stand a chance against some of these characters. And I'm glad that they did that. Like, when Kate Bishop shot her with the trick arrow, I'm thinking this, like, I'm like, if this takes out zombie Captain Marvel, I was going to be out the show.
I was going to be out the show too.
But I'm glad that they made it like a confetti arrow, and then she just instantly just vaporized her. That was crazy.
Yeah, and then I like that, you know, Friday takes Kamala to this area, and dude, it was so much like, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt so scared for her. Yeah. Captain Marvel is coming after her the whole time, and she's fighting Icarus for 5 years straight.
That's crazy. It's a stalemate.
No, that was so cold. That I liked even the whole lore that, you know, when Blade tells her, like, oh, this is the Valley of the Broken Gods. Yes. I thought this was so good of an idea. And I was like, okay, there was a couple fights that I really liked. Like that one, that was so dope.
That was hard.
And mind you, a lot of people don't even realize Icarus isn't dead. He's not a zombie.
Really?
He is not a zombie in that scene. It's just that if you remember correctly, they're not human. They're robots.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know,
and even Friday even says, like, one's a zombie and the other one is like,
she said or unorganic being or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Super interesting. So that's why he was pretty much protecting them still. But it wasn't really for them. It was more so, you know what I mean?
Because he's been fighting this person for like
trying to win
5 years. Yeah, no, that's crazy.
That was so interesting.
I thought he was also a zombie.
Yeah, no, it was super interesting. And I'm just already getting into it. I got to just say this, and then you can tell me some of yours, actually. I just wanted to get into some of the fight scenes that really stood out to me. Mm-hmm. That one, the Battle of the Broken Gods, or the Valley of the Broken Gods. Also, when Thor finally wakes back up
and fights Scarlet Witch.
I thought that was so cold.
That was so dope, bro.
I was like, okay, this is literally this is another battle of gods.
That was clean. Another battle that I really liked.
Oh, here we go.
When Namor was up in the raft going crazy.
Dude, Dude, I almost forgot how strong Namor is.
Yes. He punched out that Hulk prison that they have in there.
Yes.
And he was in there going dumb on them.
Yeah, he was going crazy. I knew, and that was so interesting to me of a concept. Even that shot of all the Atlanteans under the ocean, and it shows like the light hit them, and they're all eating the remains of like the whales and stuff like that. It's like everything in the ocean is dead.
It almost reminds me of that scene from Aquaman
with the trench, the creatures from the trench.
Yes, it kind of reminds me of that. And even the shot of Namor sitting in his throne.
Yes,
and you see his eyes light up all red. That was really, really cool, bro. And another one that I really liked was that final battle that they had. Yeah, whereas the heroes versus Scarlet Witch's army of the undead. Yeah. That was really cool. We've seen a lot, that iconic scene of Spider-Man ripping all the heads off.
Yeah, that was cool.
You see Moon Knight slicing Ant-Man in half.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was really cool. I mean, they had a lot of dope moments like that I really enjoyed watching. And then we got almost like a version of World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah, it was like a god. It was
Infinity Hulk.
Yeah, it was Infinity Hulk. You know what I mean? Which we've never heard of before. So that was interesting.
That was really cool.
You've heard of Infinity, the thing. We've never heard of Infinity Hulk. That was interesting. I'm not going to lie. And I really liked the concept of how his power was working in that moment. It was like his punches were so strong. He didn't even have to make contact with you.
Yeah, they're just making people fly off.
It was like I'm talking thousands of them were going crazy.
One thing that I think they kind of dropped the ball in that scene in particular.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get a clap.
I know. I was thinking that too.
How hard would that be?
Bro, the clap would have probably got half of them done.
I swear to God.
I'm not even going to lie.
If they would have made him do a Hulk clap there, that would have been insane. I'm throwing money at the screen.
No, I'm telling you. And I was thinking when I saw that scene is like maybe this is the MCU starting to give Hulk back his flowers of being like, this character is so beloved by so many fans, and we've been kind of backseating him, playing him like he's this fool or he's not a good character, and just kind of doing this whole Jekyll and Hyde thing, even though it's a better story than even that. And I was just going to also say the things that I didn't like. Honestly, I really just was taken out by how they kind of nerfed certain characters. It bothered me. I'm going to be honest. Hulk, I don't think if you're that powerful, him getting overwhelmed by all of those creatures, it bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm like, if he has the power of all the Infinity Stones or whatever, he should be able to just turn them into like butterflies and whatever.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm like, okay, maybe, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that he technically doesn't have the stones. He was like more so bathed in it.
I get that.
So it's like, okay, now he's almost like a cosmic being.
Yeah, and also I gave him the benefit of doubt because he was handling them until the Asgardian zombies came in.
Yeah,
and then they started kind of whipping on him.
Yeah, I get you.
So I was thinking maybe it's because they're
at a different
some type
level
of power with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's because they're the Asgardian, and maybe because the weapons that they have might do a little bit more damage to him. But I get what you mean, bro. And I think in that scene, the heroes took a little bit too long to pull up to help, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I was kind of even just bothered by that I was like, would he actually need help from you guys?
I'm saying.
That's what just kind of threw me a little bit off. Like, okay, I like Spider-Man. I like some of these characters, but I'm like, what is Spider-Man going to do against a whole army
of zombies?
You know what I mean? Or what is this person going to do against a whole army of zombies? Like these other characters.
A lot of the characters they had at that final scene really aren't going to do much against a horde of zombies besides like maybe Blade Knight.
Kamala too, because I'm not gonna lie, Kamala really impressed me.
Well, she made the blade that went,
she made that blade and chopped like a whole row. I was like, okay,
I was waiting for
Kamala,
like
you low key are cooking.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be honest. And then Shang-Chi and old girl, they gave her a purpose as well. Where they gave her the other side of the rings.
I like that they did that.
That was cool. I didn't have a problem with that. Especially for like this type of thing. It's almost like a what if.
Yeah, and it also makes sense because it's like if we're in a zombie apocalypse, it's like.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna have all 10 of them. I'm gonna give you 5. I'm gonna take 5, and we're gonna go crazy together. You know what I'm saying? So that made sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was just really interesting to me that it was just those elements, and then as well, I just I like that Scarlet Witch was the big bad, but a part of it that just kind of bothers me is that I'm just kind of like, dude, you guys like make her so OP, and I'm not saying that's a problem, but why is it she's almost comic accurate? But nobody else is.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
She's so OP.
Yeah, that's literally how she is in the comics. But like, Hulk is still a little bit nerfed.
He's like, we watered Hulk down. We watered this character down. But it's like, but Scarlet Witch,
she's always gonna be
she's
accurate.
always gonna be accurate.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Or I can go and dig in your brain and all this other crazy stuff.
I get what you mean. That is a little annoying sometimes.
You know, it's so
she is
inconsistent.
always this OP entity.
Yeah,
but there are other characters who are OP just like her, not to that level of her, obviously.
Yeah.
But like Hulk. Like,
dude,
I didn't like how the fact that they were like, if she touches Hulk, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, at least let me get a fight with Hulk.
That's what
Scarlet,
I mean.
Which, I mean,
yes.
we got the fight with Zombie Thor and Hulk. That was a cool little battle that they had.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm like, seeing Scarlet Witch and Infinity Hulk go crazy.
Come on, bro. That would have fed families.
That would have been a dope ass fight.
That would have been.
They just should have done something
fight.
like that. And I kind of wish that they would have played with Infinity Hulk a little bit more.
Yes.
I wish they would have let him actually run around and not just stay in that one little area.
Yes.
I mean, because even there's that scene where he's like moving so fast that like the frames are catching up with him and he's like punching all these zombies and stuff like that.
That's
like
very anime.
Yeah, like they should have had scenes where he's like running through the crowd and like throwing them all around and like
jumping through them.
You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't explain that like. Does he have to be tethered to that one spot?
That was a plot hole that I needed to know
what I'm saying?
about. Or at least something that wasn't explained.
Yeah, and there's like a couple things that weren't explained that I didn't like. Like, for example, when they showed zombie Thanos and he's fighting against Black Panther and Spider-Man, which was a really cool scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene when they're fighting Thanos. There's a part where Spider-Man grabs Stormbreaker and throws it at Thanos to distract him.
Yeah.
And Thanos completely just like makes the whole thing just disappear. Right?
Yeah.
Later in that scene, at that final end scene, Zombie Thor comes in and he calls out Stormbreaker to him.
So it's like, where did it come from?
We literally seen Thanos evaporate Stormbreaker.
Yeah. That's a great one that I didn't even notice.
You know what I mean?
I did not even
And I was like,
that.
look, I'm going to let it slide because this scene is kind of clean.
Yeah.
But if this show wasn't as good as it was, that would have been a huge deal breaker.
Yeah, you would have been like, ooh,
come on,
bro.
Did y'all forget what happened last episode?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's one thing that I kind of didn't like. That I was like, some of the timelines don't make sense since the zombies and stuff like that popped off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even Kate Bishop, Hawkeye wouldn't have been
her teacher yet.
You know what I'm saying? I guess she was always that kind of that archery master or whatever, but I just feel like a lot of characters wouldn't have been
where they were at.
If
I get what you mean.
Popped off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That
like,
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Kamala Khan, she didn't get her bangles until hella after Endgame and stuff.
But I think that's where they have that
to differentiate.
It's a different continuity now. It's basically a what if is my
I get
point.
that. I get that.
So I think it's like everything happened earlier. Like even with Shang-Chi and his dad.
Him getting his stuff earlier,
it was like he got it after he was fighting his dad or something like that from the movie.
Yeah, he got it way after,
You know, and then
years after this takes place.
Exactly.
You know
so it was I think they just added a lot of different elements to it that they wanted to just kind of mix and fast forward certain parts where
I get that.
they can make the story concise. But I get you though. If that's one of your your
a little bit of a nitpick for me personally.
Nitpicks, I get that. But
some of the timelines of the characters wouldn't add up with how they are in this show.
But so I mean, all in all, bro, I really thought the show was really good. One of the other factors that I really enjoyed was that they got majority of the voice actors to play their characters.
Yeah, for the most part.
They got Elizabeth Olsen to play Scarlet Witch. They got Florence Pugh to come back as Yelena. They got David Harbour to come back as
Red Guardian. He was really good in the show too.
You know, that blew my mind. And then they had I forgot who the guy's name is, but he wasn't actually Mahershala Ali. It was somebody who was just able to really do a good voice.
Yeah, I know.
But they used Mahershala Ali's likeness for Blaze.
Yeah, so it looks like Mahershala Ali, but it's not Mahershala.
So I'm thinking, does that tell us that we're going to get him in the MCU for sure?
Who knows? Hopefully.
You know?
Hopefully, bro. Yeah. But yeah, I like that part that they got a lot of the original.
They got the girl who played Kamala Khan.
Yep.
They got Riri. They got Kate Bishop.
That was Haley Steinfeld.
That was Haley Steinfeld, yeah.
Yeah, they got Valkyrie to come back.
Yeah.
They got a lot of these characters to come back.
Was Thor Chris?
I don't know if that was Chris Hemsworth.
I didn't hear him talk too much.
I didn't really hear him talk too much. He did talk, but you know what? I think it was Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking back on it. I think it was Chris Hemsworth. The only one that I think wasn't
Tom Holland
Spider-Man, and he was already like that in the What If episode.
Yeah, he already was.
So, that was it was a really, really good show. I'm not gonna lie, and just seeing all the different characters as zombies is really cool.
Yes,
and that's why I wanted to ask you, out of all the zombies that we've seen from this season, which zombie do you think would have been the worst to fight up against?
Ooh, wait, the worst to deal with?
Yeah, or you can give me a couple.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't do just one.
Yeah.
For sure, based off of that fight with the Valley of the Gods, Captain Marvel would be an issue, bro.
Yeah, she would be insane.
I'm just keeping it real because like 5 years you're just fading
Yeah.
this god of a man.
If Scarlet Witch would have got her under the army, it would have been over.
It would have been over. I'm gonna be no, we wouldn't, bro. We wouldn't have even had this long of a series.
Yeah, for us,
bro. I'm telling you, Captain Marvel would have been the biggest issue. Hulk would have been insane.
Oh, if he was a zombie.
If Hulk was a zombie and she got him under her control.
Oh yeah, it would have been crazy.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
It would have been insane.
There's one episode.
Yeah.
There's only one episode and the show's over with. Because
not for us.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hulk, Captain Marvel, and then I'm gonna go one more so I don't do too much. Thor would have been insane.
Literally, that's literally what I was gonna. I generally say the same exact ones as you, pretty much, bro.
Man.
I mean, there are some other ones that I think are pretty dangerous, but not on that level.
Yeah.
But just the fact that like this guy is crazy.
Yeah.
Zombie Namor.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that they even did that
was crazy.
I said
Zombie Abomination
was crazy.
is crazy.
That is another crazy one too, and I feel like they didn't utilize him enough, to be honest.
Yeah, they didn't use him enough. But he was another crazy.
But no,
another
he
one
is,
that's not as bad as those other ones that we just said.
I know who you're gonna say.
Zombie Hawkeye is scary, bro.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were gonna. No, Zombie Hawkeye is wild because like you still got Ack
as a zombie.
It's like hold on. That's insane, bro. That's actually crazy.
That's scary.
No,
for us.
The scariest one to me that I was like, this is almost actually horror film. Is Ghost. Oh my god.
That one's crazy. No, you're right.
When she
That's
came in
scary.
the room and killed all of the Black Widows.
Yeah, that was insane.
I was like, okay, bro. No,
a teleporting
this is
zombie.
Actually, come on, bro.
Is
no,
terrifying.
That's really a ghost.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying for
You're
us.
an undead thing that can phase through walls. You're a ghost.
At your own will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on,
that's
bro.
that is
gonna
scary.
lie.
I think this is like a cool concept of these characters still
Have
their abilities,
Yeah.
even though they're undead.
Yeah, it's
and
so
they're
crazy.
smart enough to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, to use their abilities correctly.
Yes.
That's what makes them so terrifying, bro. And that's why I think I love this show. And I mean, the way it ended kind of ended in a cliffhanger.
It
so
was,
I don't know if they're gonna come back for another season.
I'm guessing.
Is Riri still alive?
No, I'm guessing that they're gonna do another season to explain what that was. I'm thinking either we're going to continue and Kamala and them are actually still in that world of the undead. Mm-hmm. Riri, you're probably right.
I think she's
Riri
still
probably
alive.
survived that situation, and that's why she was like, girl, this isn't real.
Yeah, she was telling her to wake up.
And I think that she might have been getting brainwashed or something was happening to her in that moment.
Yeah, for sure. By Scarlet
Where
Witch.
she was, and I think that they're going to continue it where Kate Bishop is gone. It's going to maybe follow those two, and they're going to find some other heroes that are left.
That we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, because I think maybe even Spider-Man survived somehow, but it looked bad for him.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to get bitten by a giant zombie. Those
Yeah.
giant zombies were crazy, too.
That was crazy, too, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what, because technically they didn't show Riri's death.
That's what I was going to say. It was all the horde was coming after her.
I mean, so they technically don't show that she's dead. So I'm assuming that she
the
somehow
rule.
got out of there Friday.
Yep.
Swooped her up, took her out of there. Something like that happened. But overall, what would you rate this new show, Marvel Zombies?
Marvel Zombies, man, I'm going to have to go with a good 8 out of 10 for me.
I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was really good.
This was one of the better MCU projects I've seen in a really long time.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I thought I wasn't going to like it as much because
Me
they had
neither.
the what if animation.
Yeah.
And I'm not the what if animation isn't bad, but
I'm not too much of a fan
I'm not
of
too
it.
much of a fan of it.
Yeah.
But it worked.
It definitely worked.
It worked the way they did it. I like that they got gory with it. They weren't scared to show blood and people getting ripped apart and people getting ripped in half, people getting bitten.
Bro,
I'm glad they showed all that.
I'm just so happy that Marvel is now starting to take the risks.
Yes.
And I hope that they continue to go in this direction after seeing the success of this series.
Because I haven't seen a lot of people say bad things about the show.
Me
to be honest.
neither.
I've seen
Even
a lot
of
good
the
things.
people that I've seen that usually talk smack about Marvel, they were all coming through saying, dude, this was actually a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
You know, and it was definitely a step in the right direction. So
For sure.
I'm happy with what I've seen. I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think down below. If you guys think about this series, if you guys loved it, if you guys hated it, if you guys think Marvel was back, maybe this is the right steps in the right direction.
Yeah.
Who knows?
This
we'll
is
see.
Marvel's first steps.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on now. You feel me?
That was good.
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let us know what else you guys want us to talk about, maybe.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.